Chinese authorities have changed the ending of a Bible story. The story claims Jesus is a sinner and even that he killed a woman. This as China is expected to renew a deal with the Vatican. NTD's Juliet Song has more on that.
China and the Vatican are reportedly about to renew a historic deal. That's as a Chinese textbook has been found to paint Jesus as a murderer. In the original Bible story, a woman was about to be stoned for committing adultery, but Jesus stepped in, pardoning her sin and letting her go. But the Chinese textbook describes a different ending. It says when the crowd receded, Jesus stoned the woman to death, saying, "I too am a sinner, but if the law could only be executed by men without blemish, the law would be dead." The textbook is used by vocational school students. It teaches professional ethics and law and has been approved by a review committee under China's education ministry. The discovery comes as the Chinese regime and the Vatican are reportedly about to extend a deal. It was signed 2 years ago and allows both Beijing and the Pope to appoint bishops in China. China is home to about 12 million Catholics. They're split into two groups, state-run and underground. Pastors in the country's state-run associations are appointed by the communist regime. State-run associations reject the Pope's authority, while underground Catholics recognize it and are often persecuted for it. But under the deal, the Pope has final say about the appointment of bishops in China and is recognized as the leader of the church. After it was signed, the Pope also recognized 7 clergies previously ordained by the communist regime. Some conservative critics consider the approval a sellout to the communist regime. The deal is about to expire next month, and U.S. is calling the Vatican to abandon it. In an editorial, Pompeo wrote that human rights conditions for religious believers have deteriorated amid the deal. He cited an example of a Chinese Catholic who was beaten and taken into custody for refusing to join the state-run church. On Twitter, Pompeo also wrote, "The Vatican endangers its moral authority should it renew the deal." He's expected to visit the Pope at the end of this month.
The Catholic Church should never compromise with these atheists. If you change some parts of the Bible and you claim Jesus is a murderer by stoning Mary Magdalene, I mean, the atheists, the CCP, the Chinese, they are communists, the communist China, these atheists, they are against God, and the Bible calls them fools. The Bible says that anybody who says there is no God is a fool. The fools believe that there is no God. No wonder April 1st is a Fool's Day or Fool's Day. They've been given a holiday. I pray that the Catholic Church will not compromise. Yes, some areas they have compromised already by allowing them to appoint some of their pastors, some of their priests. But it is wrong. The church needs to stand. How can you say Jesus Christ is a murderer? And that is what they are teaching their students in the Chinese schools. Do you understand? Because the CCP, the Communist Party, want to control everybody in China. So they've come out with books and they are rewriting the Bible and they are saying that Jesus Christ is a murderer. And even they see him as a fornicator. They are systematically changing portions of the Bible. Yes. That's like some people said that Jesus Christ's wife was Mary Magdalene. And that is what the Chinese people are doing. And I pray that every Christian will stand for Christ and will speak for Christ. And every government in every area will speak for Christ, will not compromise with sin. And this is what the Chinese government is doing. I pray that the Vatican will not compromise. And I pray that every church all over the world will not compromise. And I pray that every church, Pentecostal, Orthodox, Charismatics, every church everywhere, evangelicals, do not compromise with sin. Do not go ahead with atheists. Forget about what they will do to you. Forget about persecutions. Don't compromise. Expose them. Expose them. Don't compromise with sin.